Hi, ho everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 191. In today's episode, we talk conspiracy theories, aliens. They're confirmed. The Earth is boiling.
Confirmed.
Barbenheimer. Our opinions. We've got some people on both sides.
Confirmed.
There was what was in
the Barbenheimer cinematic universe that's coming.
Oh, that
true.
Flash.
Yes. The MCU, the Mattel Cinematic Universe.
We talk about all the cinematic universes that some
we
are
do.
starting,
We talk
some
about
are
a lot
crashing.
Yeah. Rob's an asshole, apparently.
Yeah,
like,
and
a
my
lot of
dick.
stuff.
Oh,
yes.
Twitter
Kinda.
is no longer Twitter.
True. I think that's where we start. So you guys are going to be here about that in like a second. Isn't that exciting? Also, I'm here.
Joey's here. Blue couldn't make it.
Less important.
Stay tuned.
Now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support your sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track on reaching your goals. Factor just sent Sydney and I these smoothies, and they are so delicious. They are the best thing that we do after a workout. They re-energize us, and they taste delicious and have all the things we need. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy up with the Lunch to Go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls, salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go, no microwave required. Factor is our favorite sponsor. We love their food. It's delicious. Go and do yourself a favor and do your stomach an even bigger favor by signing up with Factor right now. So what are you waiting for? Head to factormeals.com/GG50 and use code GG50 to get 50% off. That's code GG50 at factormeals.com/GG50 to get 50% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. Welcome to your...
What?
Go ahead.
You don't say the intro. You say it like after now.
No.
Like you.
Why does my forehead look twice as big right now?
What do you mean?
I feel like Mega Brain right now.
I think it's because
like
your hair is like more up than it usually is, so it doubles the size of your head.
I just looked at myself. I swear.
He's that giga brain.
The angle? Like,
I don't know.
If you are an audio listener,
normal.
Mr.
Don't go to the
I
video.
feel like you look normal.
Go to the video.
Maybe. I don't know. What is there? I don't know. I'm just looking in that. I mean, like, sheesh.
That's a flashbang.
Factor right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus.
You want me to put the Factor ad on your forehead, I guess?
There's some free. There's a billboard. Let's get some. You know, if it's gonna be there, let's make it work.
We have Rob's static frame, and it's just him looking at the camera. Now it's Fruits, but it's just his forehead.
I don't.
No, you could put me on his forehead, I guess.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Once you like say a word and it sounds weird, the word just kind of sounds weird. Now that I've seen and my forehead, now I just
trounce.
I think you look great.
Trounce.
Well, thanks,
I thought you looked normal until you said something, and then I don't know.
I thought I did too, but then I started and I saw myself, and I don't know.
This is a great intro.
Yeah. So anyway, audio listeners, feel free to not go to video. You're not missing anything. All right.
You're missing a lot. Don't
come look
deal.
at this. All right, please. Thank you.
You know what? You know what's bigger than your forehead, Mr. Fruit? Elon Musk's ego to try and make Twitter into something like it totally shouldn't be.
Something
Can we talk about
provocative, something vogue, X.
Something. So for those that I don't know that don't use social media, don't ever use it. Twitter is now officially, I believe, like known as throw them up, baby.
Don't give it to you.
Yeah, throw it up.
That's right. X for social force.
And don't let our X's fool you. We hate this.
Well, wouldn't that? Well, that would technically be like if this was a game show, that would be a bad thing, right? Like if I'm Simon Cowell,
that would be the wrong answer.
That's the worst thing I've ever ate.
I mean, honestly, if it was a $1 billion business, it would be a bad choice. So a bad thing. So he's an idiot.
Well, yeah, we knew that already.
But like, I actually was like, okay, like you can't be that dumb and be a billionaire. Like all the stupid things he's done at this point, I was like, there has to be some sort of like monetization thing behind it. Then when like this came out, I thought it was troll. Like I thought it was the first way I saw about it was like Dignitas, like the esports org, said they were changing their esports logo to like the letter D. And I was like, what? Like that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And then like I noticed on my Twitter, the top of it, I thought I was logged into Xfinity. Like I thought I was logged into like my mobile like router thing. And I was like, what the hell? And then I learned about Twitter is being renamed to X for whatever
coolness factor.
Apparently he bought the domain name for X back in like 98 or early 2000 or something, and has always wanted to use it or something. And I don't know. It's a bizarre move to me. And apparently there was like some leaks or something from like some people with pushback, and he was just like he wouldn't listen. He's just like, no, we're doing this. We're changing it to X. Even though I'm sure everybody's like, why?
Why? Please don't.
Well, like, he tried to name PayPal X, and they said the same thing. They kicked him off. Like they're like, no, that sounds like a porn site.
That's why we have checks and
money
balances.
transferring. PayPal sounds awesome. Why would we change our name?
And there was,
and he's like, okay, that's fine.
We're now X podcast.
I enjoyed the memes about. Can't wait to watch the new X videos. And then everyone's like,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Downloader.
It's like, well, just like go search, like go find the new X video. Just like Google that, and spoilers, don't Google that, because yes, like everything X related. When you hear that, what do you think? Well, most people think adult-rated content. But now it's Twitter, and instead of tweeting, we're zeeting or something.
We're just sending X's left and right.
Yeah, that's what it's. But like, if you go to the support page now, and it refers to them as zeets, because it's like if you want to remove, or like edit a zeet, and then they have like somebody tweet out like the pronunciation, somebody official, and it's like zeet. So
that's actually like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
it actually gets like dumber the more I like learn about it.
Wow.
Yeah, because you massacred my boy. What have you done?
Like, at no point, like, are we ever gonna call it X? Like, there's no on there. Like, I'm logging into X right now. Did you sign up for X?
The thing is, there's so many other X's in the world, dude. Like, you can't search up anything anymore that has to do with the Twitter space right now. That is going to be like no one's gonna search up, like you said, X videos or X meme. Like that's not gonna come up with anything.
When are they actually gonna like change the URL?
Well, that's the thing. I think honestly they'll never fully scrub Twitter from Twitter, because people are just gonna keep looking up Twitter. Like I still put in a T on my search bar every time I'm trying to go to Twitter.
Bro,
I have never put an X.
What it do for science?
Needs to do something.
Well,
it should lead to it.
If you do X.com, it does go to Twitter.
It does?
But it just redirects to still Twitter.com.
Twitter, but it redirects to Twitter. So it's like...
Why?
I'm sure that's like his temporary fix for it. Like, obviously, he's probably still getting everything in order. I just think he likes hearing about himself. I think that all boils down to the fact that he just probably jacks off to the fact that people are talking about him. And so he's like, you know what? What can I do this weekend to just make people confused on why I am doing this? Because he knows everyone's going to hear about it.
Like, you got $1 billion. Like, you could do anything. Like, and you want to be like an internet troll lord.
Not just billions.
Yeah.
It's just insane to me. Like, I don't know. Like,
he's losing a lot of money.
I mean, like, to be fair, if I had that much money, I don't know what I would be doing. I don't know. I guess I would probably, at his point too, probably get bored at some point. And so maybe just like, screw it, I'm just gonna mess around with this.
Doing this all for fun.
Yeah. That's what I like to think it's that, rather than he genuinely thinks the business decisions he's been making have been good decisions.
I don't think this is it. I think he's at this point. I think he's just trying to ruin
Like if I'm Zuck right now, I'm like Threads. Like I don't care what kind of update we have, where it's at in like the progress. Like throw up something. Like if it's DMs, an update to the algorithm.
They
like,
should then, if he's going to switch to X, buy the trademark for Twitter and then just rename Threads to Twitter. They would never
I
sell
think he
it,
actually
but
look into that. I
Yeah,
think
but-
Zuck actually did look into that. He looked into like.
yeah. But I'm sure
I mean, I would
never
too, though.
sell.
No.
But that would be hilarious. Or they found some loophole.
I mean, we say he never sell, but then we would probably said 2 weeks ago he'll never change the name of Twitter. You know, it'll always be Twitter. Like,
Yeah, but I would like to think, from a business standpoint, he has to realize that it doesn't get stupider. I'm going to rename this giant social media platform, give my competitor the name to what everyone associates this social media to them, and then people, because then if that's the case and they go to twitter.com, now it's Threads. But then they're like, what's this X? It's not Twitter. Twitter's over here. But no. But again, yeah, I guess you're right. Who really knows? I don't,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
At the end of the day, it's not really like, it doesn't really affect me, him changing this name. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me that it's a bad, stupid business decision on his part.
Yeah.
But it's just annoying. Like, why does he have to keep doing this? Every other week, it's something else, especially with now that he owns
he's
Twitter.
a billionaire and we're not.
So, but
Well-
you know what isn't annoying every other week? This segue, you guys have the
Oh,
list. I don't
well,
have
no,
the
well,
list
I
of
had a
topics.
segue, but you went differently.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did? Okay,
you-
then no,
I
just scrub that. Just-
I was about to say, I was going to say,
Okay, no.
well, as much as Elon likes
You
to
didn't get
burn
his-
money, you know what
Yeah.
else is burning up?
What, Mr. Fruit?
Earth.
Nuclear weapons.
Oh,
No,
Earth.
Actually,
This is
Earth.
just getting more
You've
depressing.
been hearing
as we're
about
going.
it? Yeah.
No.
There's been all the
Going
memes
through,
of like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse recently. It's like 2020 was COVID, 2021 was the vaccinations, 2022 was Ukraine, 2023 is the sun. And
sun.
they've come out with reports that it's no longer global warming, it's global boiling. And this year is set to be the hottest year on Earth in its recorded history. Because
Well,
the effects of climate change, and we're just
Yeah, bro. And aliens too. Like
Mr.
there's
Fruit,
a
I was
whole-
gonna say we don't even need to talk about any of the bullshit Mr. Fruit's talking about. Let's talk about let's just skip 3 topics ahead. Let's go to the aliens because that's what our government is really worried about right now.
What are the topics in between though that we would connect from? Because I feel like that's a 1-to-1. I don't know like, what
I know,
else we
I
would. Talking about
like maybe that's what I
conspiracy
want
theories.
us
Yeah,
Not
nice
talk about the sun and
climate
talk about the
change.
aliens.
Sure, dude. I'm no sheep. All right, dude. It's cold here in the winter, bro. Explain that.
Explain that, liberals.
Ooh.
Checkmate.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not going to fool me with climate change. But let's talk about something real. Aliens. Okay?
I mean, they are real. Like I will say, both are valid and I think are
Yeah.
real. Like
I honestly don't think that they're like exposing anything with that alien trial, but
Here's
whatever.
look.
I do
okay,
believe in it.
put it on.
I
Let me
love
hear
I
it.
love my tinfoil hats, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
you got it on right now.
We've seen
I-
your AI video.
You're
yes.
keeping it real tight on right now.
I like to entertain some funny conspiracies or interesting conspiracies. I
Aluminum
don't
foil
entertain
covering that
dangerous ones.
That's why
There
the
is a
forehead's so
limit.
big because there's so many
Bro.
in there right now.
Because I'm cooking, all right?
Wait, maybe that's why the forehead's bigger. Yeah,
I know that's what I'm
You
saying.
do
Is
that.
that's why it's
The
looking a little
conspiracy
brighter
theories.
today.
Believe it or not, I do draw the line at some conspiracies.
Of course.
But
Okay.
aliens, all about them.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's a conspiracy.
With that said, I think this whole last week means absolutely nothing.
Of course.
And it has me excited 0%.
Why is that?
It's nothing. Because one, of
Well-
the language they're using. 2,
I know.
everyone's like, well, they said it in the court of law. Yeah, because people haven't lied under oath before.
Yeah.
They could just as easily just say that, like
But Mr. Fruit,
Fingers
they put
crossed
their
on their
hand
back,
on
like,
a Bible.
Perjure
Mr. Fruit, they put their hand on the Bible,
yeah.
Mr. Fruit. Okay.
Well,
They
and as
cannot
we all
lie.
know, when you enter the court, put your hand on the Bible and you swear an oath, it's like
And
you
then-
get possessed and you cannot tell a lie.
You
It's
will
Wonder
get
Woman's
zapped
lasso
right
of truth.
there.
Okay.
So here's
I
That
saw
would be
that scene,
sick.
by the way. Cringe.
That
Which
would
one?
be sick.
you saw the what?
The Wonder Woman scene where she has like
Oh.
the lasso on like Cringe.
I've avoided all those.
Yeah, I
Cringe.
that movie.
You
was
haven't
just,
seen the movie yet? Like
No,
at
I
all?
haven't.
I haven't watched it.
I
Flash is my favorite DC superhero. I have not watched it.
I figured you would have watched it in your theater with it being on digital and stuff.
I will be there for Blue Beetle.
What?
So.
Wait, really? What happened?
Well, it's just whatever the Universal, because of all the things, it's not just like a TV where it's like press on, go to Netflix. All these different things have to talk to each other, which is why we had an AV person come in at the beginning of it all. Well, something's not working. I've tried everything I know, but it's much more complicated than like
complex.
Yeah, it's like, is it plugged in? Yeah, there's like programming, and you got to go into like firmware and access stuff. I don't even think I'm like if I did, I think I would breach, if I even knew how, breach warranty anyway. So I haven't been able to watch it, but I just wasn't too excited to go see it in theaters. Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support your sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track on reaching your goals. Factor just sent Sydney and I these smoothies, and they are so delicious. They are the best thing that we do after a workout. They re-energize us, and they taste delicious and have all the things we need. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy up with the lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls, salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go, no microwave required. Factor is our favorite sponsor. We love their food. It's delicious. Go and do yourself a favor and do your stomach an even bigger favor by signing up with Factor right now. So what are you waiting for? Head to factormeals.com/GG50 and use code GG50 to get 50% off. That's code GG50 at factormeals.com/GG50 to get 50% off.
I don't need to be giving it any money.
I'll watch it.
I'll maybe eventually see it.
Yeah. I'll watch it, but I'm not rushing.
It doesn't matter, right? Like this is it's like
yeah, that's
no
the thing is
like,
it doesn't matter.
Nobody
So I'm gonna watch Blue Beetle because I like Blue Beetle, and I think that movie is actually going to be much better than The Flash. But
I don't
like that face.
That shit is gonna stink, bro.
You don't know who? Tell me one thing you know about Blue Beetle.
Here's what I know.
Exactly. Stink.
Here's what I know. It's a DC movie in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Fruit, don't do that. Don't do that, Mr.
Those
Fruit.
are
We have copium.
stonks. All right.
We have copium. Okay.
I ran out of copium years ago on just about everything in life, Joey. I don't know what to tell you. All right.
Hey,
There's no more copium, no more hopium. Just depressed.
I saw a thing.
Here, right?
It was like the person on the stands is like, who's a DC fan, and everyone's like raising their hands, and it's like, who wants to go see a DC movie, and like nobody's raising their hand. Like,
well, no, everyone's like raising their hand, and then the movie comes out, and it was just like an empty theater.
Yeah,
it's like,
true.
Hello.
Well, see, I like to put it in the Star Wars metric, right? Because let's think of this, okay? What's one way to get people in the theaters? You get one of the craziest Batmans of all time, one of the most notorious, a cool Flash, an awesome storyline about Flashpoint. Boom! Everybody knows. Everybody's gonna watch the movie. The movie flops, right? Somehow, Flash doesn't do good.
Well, because you were wrong about the cool Flash part.
True. Yeah, that's not really cool Flash. But Flash flops, right? Just like Kenobi did. Okay? Now here's the thing. Everybody knew about Obi-Wan. Everybody knew about Vader. Everybody liked them. And Kenobi was horrible. So hold on. Andor. What did people know about Andor before Andor came out? Not really anything. Kind of like Blue Beetle.
It was great.
You recently finished it?
And what'd you think? It's great.
It was really good. I don't know why we were sort of keeping up with it when it was releasing, and ironically enough, we stopped the episode before the heist, which you would think like, okay, well, you're gonna continue watching.
We've been going to this whole we've been waiting for this.
And then I don't know, we just forgot, and then like 9 months later, we went back and finished.
Wow, it's been 9 months since Andor came out.
Might be more. Crap. I don't know. It's been a while.
That's all I know. It probably is.
Because we started resuming like episode 5 or whatever it was, and I was like, Who is this? We got a there's
Yeah.
synopsis. I'm kind of lost.
Wait, he has a sister? Like, what?
Yeah. You're over here
So
like,
about it-
"Wah, don't talk about the Earth's on fire. We got to talk about aliens, bro." You lasted 2 seconds before you're over here on the DC stuff. All right?
I know. I'm sorry.
You're over
I
here like,
didn't-
"Bro, we got to
I know.
let's skip the steps." Right over aliens. I'm just kidding. So
I
anyway,
know. I'm sorry. We have been blowing through topics. Okay,
Well, I mean,
so
like Christian said, there was nothing new revealed about the aliens. So I mean,
well,
true.
because
that's the other thing. There's nothing really new about the global warming either. We've been knowing that.
it's that they're now dubbing it global boiling. But the aliens thing, one, it's the language they used, where they said non-human remains or whatever they were talking about.
Yeah.
Body
Recovered.
or DNA or
Yeah, I don't like that.
body recovered.
Yeah, but
explain that.
non-humans. So literally anything else. So like, think about all the chimps that were sent to space in the 60s. They could have literally just recovered.
Or the dogs.
Yeah, or the dog. A dog or a chimp, that's a non-human entity or whatever. Boom. And there's like language to be like, whoa. Plus, the other thing too is I don't know what they're trying to hide in Congress right now, but they're doing this to hide something else.
Mr. Fruit? I feel like you're hiding something. You're one of the aliens.
Well, and then as much as
That's why
I
his
love,
forehead's bigger.
Yeah.
as much as I love aliens.
You're a scroll.
Oh, secret invasion. We can get on that later.
Yep.
I
Another one
think
that should've done
aliens
well.
do exist. I don't think they have ever visited us. Or if they have, we've never known.
So what are UFOs?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. Have you ever seen a heat map of the world showing
I
you
have, yes.
of the past
Here
100
we go. The
years
heat map.
of the UFO
Here he
sightings?
is with the heat map.
Sorry, UAPs, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
So isn't it a little strange that like 99% of them are not only America, but then like East West Coast?
Yeah, but then
The rest of the world hasn't gotten aliens, seen aliens.
Europe did.
There's a little bit in like
And
UK.
I will say, those
It's
are the
cloudier
only
over there.
places. Those are the only like countries that you can report UFO sightings as well. So let's just say like
All those third world countries are like, you sure you want to bring that up? You know what happens.
I mean, I don't know, like
Is there like?
Well,
sure,
they're
I
probably
think I
like,
saw a UFO.
It's probably an American drone. You know, we get those out here a lot.
You know?
So
It's
I'm just saying.
classic American mentality of we're the protagonist, we're the main character of this world.
we do be thinking that a lot. As an American,
We're
as
the
someone who
most
does think
important.
they are the main character.
we do have a $127
I mean, I am
million
the main
budget.
character, like but
Obviously.
What's your defense budget?
True. Well, it just
close.
got increased by 28 billion.
sheesh.
So 26.
Oh yeah,
One of those.
I like to believe those are where my tax dollars go. You know,
They are.
my little 20K. Like yeah, like
Here's the thing: as far as aliens are concerned, I will only ever be interested when they present concrete proof, not even just photos. Can't believe those anymore. Could be anything.
what about that video?
Come out, show.
like the little one
or-
that's like.
Yeah, the grainy
On the-
video we've been
Yeah.
seeing for the
Yeah,
last
he's like,
18
what the hell
years.
is that? I mean, it's not a grainy video. It's like literally like
My favorite
like
thing
a
is
scope of like a jet or something, whatever it is. Like
And yet they can
like a
hit
radar.
they can hit one guy with a missile from like 1,000 miles away, but they can't get one goddamn picture.
I did actually-
What is
Well, they
that?
don't want to cause mass hysteria. You guys would, you two would freak out. You guys would.
No, that's the
freak.
thing. I would be freaking. But
See?
what? I still have to stream tomorrow, dude. Like
Oh.
that's the thing. That's what people are saying. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, aliens are here? Okay. Does that mean I have to not pay rent this month?
I saw like a
what
meme and it was
changes?
like an alien that's like, "What's up?" and it's like the human's like, "Hey," and it's like, "Wouldn't you be a little bit more surprised?" And the human's like, "I've been going through a lot lately." you
Yeah, I
know?
got a lot
Like-
going on right now, man. He's
Well, my
smoking.
favorite-
He's got a cigarette.
Yeah.
In his mouth.
My favorite thing about all these sci-fi stories, fictional stories set in the future, where aliens do exist. My favorite thing is how there's always, once we go to space or colonize and we're moving out, always referred to as like the United People of Earth, or like United Nations of Earth.
And this is our symbol.
And that's
The X.
And that's when you lose me, like my immersion, because I'm like, yeah, right. You think aliens would show up and everyone is just like, all right, we're all buddies now. We're all fighting for the same cause. Yeah, right. I don't think there's anything that could make all the countries come together because everyone just has.
I know one, the Traveler. Okay, first off,
not even that.
That could take us into, I don't know, a golden age.
Loot.
Well, first off, if the Traveler showed up, everyone's suddenly fighting for the Traveler. Somebody has to control the Traveler.
Yeah, and guess who has the highest defense budget?
Main characters.
Okay, Traveler crashes into Earth. Oops, that was America. he's like too far.
Everyone would be like, ooh.
Beep, beep. He's like pulling out of the crust. Like, my bad, dude. Oh, Jesus.
That's like one of the conspiracy theory.
Flattens Iowa.
I have a family member that believes that the New World Order is going to start with a projection of an alien invasion, and all the governments are going to come together to fight this holographic image of this alien invasion. That's a real conspiracy theory that I have a family member that they believe, and was like telling me like it's gonna happen, like it's gonna happen.
I can see that like next season. Honestly, they put a projector on the moon.
I'm so nervous.
I have to call my agent. We have a leak, so suddenly if you don't hear from him, sorry.
Great, Rob. Now this
knew the rules.
Get ads, Rob. God.
Yeah.
It's not as exciting.
If aliens are gonna take over and ruin us all, at least we got another Christopher Nolan movie before we all go out.
Bro,
we've all seen Oppenheimer, right? We'll do a non-spoiler review for Oppenheimer.
No, well, I gotta break it to you. We've got a Barbenheimer Barbie fan over Oppenheimer.
So you went to Barbie before first. Oppenheimer.
Okay, listen.
And if I'm not mistaken, he had no interest in Oppenheimer.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I like watching a lot of white guys talk together.
So un-American of you.
Okay, that's why I'm on a podcast right now. Okay,
very commie of you.
Okay,
you guys are getting a sneak peek at Oppenheimer right now. It's this, but 3 hours.
And then Florence Pugh. Can we get Florence Pugh on the pod? That'd be awesome.
Well, a couple naked scenes.
No, I have not seen Oppenheimer yet. I'm going tonight. Okay, because I did want to see it. It's just this weekend was so packed because I had to drive to the other side of Florida. Your allegiances are. I know. No, okay, and I only had time for one. Okay, and I knew that if I watched Oppenheimer before I watched Barbie, then I would be sad during Barbie. Okay. So listen. Okay, listen. So I didn't watch both of them in one day. Oppenheimer. I know. Well, Charlotte watched it. She watched both of them. Charlotte watched both of them, and she was like, "Oh, I'll watch them again with you." And I'm like, "Okay,
real.
Thanks, babe." So she watched them both without me, and then I had to pick her up on the other side of Florida, and then I was only able to watch the second one that they watched, which is Barbie. So I didn't watch Oppenheimer yet.
I've seen Oppenheimer twice.
Have you really? Okay. Charlotte's gonna watch it twice because she's a man.
I saw it Thursday. I saw it Thursday night at like 10:30 because Sydney was going on like a mountain vacation, and she was basically like, "You have to wait till like Tuesday when I come back to see the movies." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, like we always go to the movies together." She's like, "You're gonna like save it for me," and I was like, "All right." And then like Thursday's coming, and she's like setting up to it, but I was like, "I'm going to Oppenheimer tonight. Christian's going." And I was like, "I'm going." I'm going.
Because I was talking to Rob, we were recording Pokemon earlier that day, and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer." And he's like, "Ugh, Sydney won't let me." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what Claire said." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to Oppenheimer. I don't know what to tell you." And then he's like, "Yeah, you hear that?" Like,
yeah,
he could just
you get to go to Oppenheimer, like, and Claire's letting you go, like, and you don't have to see it together. Wow.
Well, so here's a development I found in our marriage, not semi recently. I figured it out however long the menu came out. You remember that movie?
Cindy and I actually recently watched that.
So I saw it in theaters, so I don't remember when that released. I don't know, maybe half a year or something.
Long time ago.
I think it was maybe like last October or November.
Yeah.
Because it came out around Bullet Train. So anyway, came out of that, and she was like, it was more of like your kind of movie. And I was like, yeah, I thought it was great. And then I don't know how we eventually got there, but realized Claire doesn't like the movie theater. Except, spoilers, we've been going to see movies for 9.5 years at that point, or 8.5. I think no, we're almost at 9 or something. And turns out it was just because she knew I liked movies, and so like sort of sucked it. Except the thing is, like, she was starting to be less excited and see less movies as our relationship went on. So I started to make a point where I'm like, you don't want to go see any movie anymore. And that's when it came out. She's like, yeah, I don't really like the movie theaters. And spoilers, you guys kind of know too. I love the movie theaters.
You like the movies?
I will die if the movie theater dies. Like, we are one. If the movie theater business dies, I'm just like, I'm gonna be like, I feel a great disturbance. And then I'm just
COVID hits you hard, huh?
Yeah. So, like, that's why for the most part, like, if there's a movie out that's even seems like it'll halfway capture my attention, I'm gonna go see the movies. Love them. See anything. And then that's when it came out. And she's like, yeah, and it's like one of those things where, like, at the beginning of our relationship, I held in farts, being a gentleman.
You have to.
Right. And now I make a conscious effort to fart near her, And that's that's a relationship. You start out and you sort of like, you play in the middle, you play nice. And then as time goes on, you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to keep this up for 50 years. I'm not going to hold in farts for 50 years. I'll die.
It hurts.
Before that, yeah.
Hurts.
Oh, painful.
It hurts.
So that's when it came out that she's like, yeah, I'm not huge on movies. And so the problem is, before her, also, I was totally fine always going to the movie theater by myself. I go all the time. I didn't care. But then for the last 9 years, I've essentially had a movie buddy that I've seen like every movie with. So now it feels weird to go by myself. So I'm trying to readjust to that, because now there's a point where it's like, hey, baby, you want to go see this movie? And I'm like, okay, so that's a no. And then it's like, do I want to see it enough that I'll go see it by myself?
It's got to hit the checklist.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get back into it. So there was Barbie and Oppenheimer this weekend. She was going to a bachelorette party. We were going to see both, but I was like, babe, I'm going to see Oppenheimer. Like, I ain't waiting until next week. And she's like, okay. If you're gonna watch one, just don't watch Barbie. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. I would rather see Oppenheimer anyway. So I just went by myself.
There you go.
We still haven't seen Barbie. I've just been so busy. But
so you guys are just the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm just the Barbie guy.
Yeah, we're on the right side.
Yeah, but we're the right side though.
Yeah, and you're on the
whoa.
Joey, I don't know what
I would
2-1.
I would say you're on the right side, Mr. Fruit. Wow.
Now
very mature of my favorite leftist podcast.
Hold up.
Don't you start exiting me.
Can I ask you guys something? So I think I might have done the most petty thing I've ever done in a movie theater before. Okay. Now, as Christian knows, I'm a pretty petty person. I'll go out of my way to like make sure like that like I don't know, I'm annoyed, but
I've heard
like
the stories about you cutting lines.
So the last movie I saw before Oppenheimer was Mission Impossible, which was like a dope movie. It was awesome. But we went to the local theater where it was like not like the reclined seats and like kind of a good amount of space between you. It was like your normal kind of theater, but you can like reserve seats. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had like a family of 16 that decided to sit behind us. And I had like a 6, an 8-year-old, and like a 10-year-old kind of sitting behind Sydney, me and her mom.
Go for Oppenheimer?
You went all the way to Utah to watch Oppenheimer?
This is for...
No, this is Mission Impossible. I'm explaining what I did that was petty at Oppenheimer. And I have to explain why I did this as pettiness to explain my pettiness. So, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so family 16 behind us, 6, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, bro. The whole time, just kicking the back of our seats. Like, I'll be watching the thing, and I'll literally get I'll literally be kicking it. Oh, this is an awesome movie. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm like, okay.
I'm surprised you didn't hear the ding for the fasten seatbelt sign.
They were kicking Sydney's seats and her mom's seats, and I was like, all right, like they do it one more time, like I'm about to like say something. So like they kick Sydney's like seat one more time. I literally turned around in the theater. Their parent is like a little like 3 rows that way. I literally say, "Hey, stop kicking the seat!" Like, "Hey, stop kicking the seat!"
Hey, calm down.
And like,
we go down a couple octaves.
Little kid goes, "Oh, sorry." I also like look at the parent, give him a little side eye, like, Quit having fucking kids. Like, that's what my side eye said. Like, quit having fucking kids, you fucking weirdo.
And then he side eyes you like it wasn't my idea.
Yeah, basically. Like,
I didn't want
there was
them.
a communication there. Yeah, so like,
I run an orphanage. This is my
they
one
don't
day
pick our
off.
seats anymore. But I make a poignant effort to stand up first and like, you know, passive aggressively like stare like, what the fuck is your guys' fucking problem? So like I stand up first, like look around like, you dumbasses, pieces of shit. What the fuck?
Some
are you
8-year-old
doing?
kid
breathing the same fucking air as I do, you dumb pieces of shit, kicking my fucking seat. Fuck you. That's what like me standing up is like kind of saying. So I'm like, my superpower is when I go to theaters, there's just some fuckheads around me that like, all right, I'm sitting right there. So like Oppenheimer comes around and like I'm getting like last second seats. So like, and it's just me going because Sydney's like on her mountain retreat. So it's just me. And so, you know, there's like good, like there's like single seats kind of like popped up everywhere. But then there's like, you know, the XD theater, Christian, right? It's like you have like the first row of the back line, and then it's like kind of goes back, and then there's like the stupid front row. Like I'm never sitting there ever. So I actually go in like the first kind of front row, but not like of like the front row. First row of the back, I guess. And there's 3 seats like available there. But then there's better like single seats in the back where like I would have a better view. I picked the middle seat of the 3. So 30 minutes before the movie started, there was only single seats next to me. So if like a couple or somebody wanted to come to the movies, they couldn't find any seat other than the front because I took the middle seat. I originally took the left one, and then I thought for 5 minutes, I went, nah, changed the seat and took like the side ones here. As the movie's about to start, I see a couple walk in and they sat like in like the front row, and I was like, that sucks.
I hope.
And I was literally, and I had 2 open seats next to me. Oh, dude, I was so happy. It was like one of the best movies I've ever seen. One of the best movie experiences I ever had. I swear to God, if I'm going movie solos and I see a 3 like this, I'm picking middle every time. No one is sitting next to me.
That's not a flex.
And I don't care. I'm fucking petty as shit now.
Wow,
that is like
Blue wasn't kidding.
That's funny.
I'm petty as petty comes, bro. I don't want Joe sitting next to me, like snoring in the movie. Like before I know it, dude, I'm gonna have some motherfucker sitting next to me. You know, you got the bag of chips guy who's ruffling the bag of chips. You know, the bomb's going off and he's going. Bumblein was fucking something, yo. Or you got Fit McGee over here who's.
Yo, nice cut.
You know, I don't want that.
Or you have fucking Mitch McConnell over here going,
bro. I want Mitch McConnell next to me. Not
I was
saying
like, how are we gonna sneak that in?
He's got to be the best person to sit next to in a movie.
He doesn't make a sound.
That dude has a stroke for 3 hours watching Oppenheimer.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so
I hope he's all right.
That I took the middle seat so I wouldn't have anybody sit next to me in the theater. I just want to know if I'm petty or not. I thought it was kind of
no, that's petty.
Yeah, no, you are, and you yell at 8-year-olds, and yeah.
I didn't yell at an 8-year-old. I aggressively stared at a family of like. I didn't say like. I said, "Hey, stop kicking the seat." Okay. I think an 8-year-old after like the 8th time, like, okay, Tom Cruise is literally about to jump off a fucking mountain. All right,
They're just trying to give you the immersive.
I know. Yeah, you're in the experience. You're on the mountain with him. Yeah. That kid was probably in his Among Us.
You got the
shirt,
4D seat, bro.
Like the Mr. Fruit Among Us merch, and he's sitting there like, "Wow, I love Mission Impossible." Rob
I will say they did say sorry when I said, "Hey, stop kicking the fucking seat."
Now, see,
I didn't stop kicking the seat.
If they kick me enough times, I might look back. And then if it keeps going about, could you please not do that? That's about as far as
I had some guy kick my seat during Guardians, and that Guardians 3, and that was
like that. And like you can kick my seat, okay? Kick my seat all you fucking want. I'll push through it. You start kicking Sydney in her mom's chair. That's where I'll start kind of getting. That's where like I got really annoyed. Is when like they kicked Sydney's mom's chair and Sydney's mom was clearly pissed. I was like, knock it off.
Well.
See, now what's funny, though, is if Sydney and Sydney's mom were going to a movie separate from you, you would be the asshole to get the one seat so they can't sit together.
Yes, we would be. Well, we would just have worse seat. Well, first of all, I'll be honest with you. If you're a couple and you're going to see Oppenheimer, maybe you should book your tickets not 30 minutes before the movie. All right. Maybe I'm just above
That's
the curve
fair.
there, picking the seat that, is going to have two there. And I'm so petty. during the trailers, I kept making sure nobody booked the seats. So I keep refreshing to see if the two seats.
Oh my God. So annoying.
And
Well,
they were never bought. It was sick. I was really
Barbie
sick
was
about it.
great. I'm sure Oppenheimer was also great. I'm excited to see it tonight.
Very different
Is it
movies.
your favorite? Is your
Yeah.
favorite Christopher Nolan movie, Mr. Fruit?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say
It's
that'd
really
be hard
good,
to
though.
beat the other one.
Where does it rank?
At the very least, I would have like Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Prestige, Inception above it. Tenet would be pretty close.
Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar for sure. I would have Memento below it, even though Memento's really good.
I've never seen Memento. That's like that's like the weird like trippy movie, right? Where he goes into like different
No, that's wasn't that Tenet?
timelines.
Or
Oh
was
no,
that the
that's
Batman's
Tenet.
one?
Memento's old. Like
Oh.
I think it was in 90s. Let me actually. 2000.
Jamie, can we get the?
Yeah, that's like the crazy movie where he like goes into like the different timelines, and it's like don't trust this guy, and it's like don't listen to
have
his
you seen the
lies.
movie?
I've not seen the movie. I
Okay,
just
well
know
then.
it's like a wicked like
You're
mind.
wrong, but you're not wrong. But
Okay.
I don't want to say anything else.
I see. I heard it's really good. I need to watch it.
Okay, well, here's a list. And of course they have just give me the list. Don't explain every single movie.
I know.
Well, it's like at number 12. This one. Nope, just give me the list. I just need the. So we have Oppenheimer, Tenet, Dunkirk,
Oh, I like Dunkirk.
Interstellar, Man of Steel, Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Dark Knight, Prestige.
Wait, Man of Steel is a Christopher Nolan movie?
Yeah. The first
Is
one, I
it
think.
really?
I believe so. No. It's Zack Snyder, but it says here he's a producer / writer, which they have for other movies. This list isn't very.
I had no idea that
They don't even have Memento and stuff. Okay, like what? Like just give me
the
a
earlier
list.
DC stuff he was pretty involved in, I think.
Okay, maybe this is it. We have Following, which I'll admit that's the only one I've never seen of his. Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception, Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer. Okay, so funnily enough, it'd probably be one of my lowest rated for him. Even though, but with that said, they're all highly rated movies for me. He's my favorite director.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But but the ones I just listed above them is pretty much all of his movies.
Yeah.
But I love all. I would put Dark Knight Rises below it. I put Dark Knight Rises below it. Tenet is like right there.
I heard Tenet was one of his movies that people really didn't like.
I did like. It's just like.
Split.
Yeah, it just didn't blow me away as much like Interstellar, Inception. I'd put I think I'd put Dunkirk.
I think Dunkirk's
above
very
Oppenheimer.
overrated.
I
didn't think Dunkirk was that great.
Memento below it. But see, I don't know. They're all such good movies.
So you're really, you're really.
It's not, even though I say it's low on the list, again, that list alone is at the top of almost all my movies. So, because again, pretty much every Christopher Nolan movie is one of my favorites. So,
so you like the movie,
but I like the movie.
That's good.
Well,
it was a good movie.
So Barbie was a good movie. Oh, go ahead, Joey.
I'll turn my headphone off for Oppenheimer talk, and then you guys.
No.
I'll just self promo the entire time for the Barbie, but I won't tell you that. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm done.
This is actually going to be promo for the Barbie movie, Joey, because the CEO of Mattel, which is like the
no, this isn't good promo.
Owner, is the success of the Barbie movie. Wow,
wow, how could you not?
This must mean people want more toy movies. So the CEO of Mattel came out in a meeting and basically said that a Barney movie is coming in the A24 type style, produced by Daniel Kaluuya. How do I say his name? How do I say that?
I think that was actually decently close.
Or was it? Nice. Okay. Polly Pocket, starring Lily Collins, and is written by Lena Dunham. A Hot Wheels movie, produced by J.J. Abrams.
See, now that might bang.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie, starring Vin Diesel.
That's real steel. We already have real steel. We don't need another one.
A Magic 8 Ball movie, that will probably be a PG-13 thriller. An Uno movie.
You gotta draw the line
we
somewhere.
already have one of those.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
A Thomas and Friends movie.
And that one seems like
and other ones like I don't know, like Major Matt Mason. I don't know, but that's starring Tom Hanks apparently. Wishbone, Matchbox, Viewmaster.
I bet you
Viewmaster.
I bet you like
remember
one
the
of these
Viewmaster?
No.
Yeah,
it was a little before your
time. No, I don't.
You wouldn't know what a Viewmaster is.
So
that's coming now.
Bizarre.
I don't think
the Barbie movie is not
There's
like
no way.
a great cast, a great idea, a good
I'm assuming
movie.
They have like a timeline of what they want to do, and there's probably a contingency of like, all right, these will be the first two. If they don't hit certain things, flop, we gotta cut off the rest, or like they'll know by then.
I bet
some of those. What the fuck?
The buzz around this movie is not because of anything having to do with the fact that it's a toy.
Yeah.
So Barbie, I think Barbie and Oppenheimer got extremely lucky, both of them, that they were released on the same day, because obviously that was originally not the point. Is actually to shut down Oppenheimer, but
and ironically, it made
the adverse effect.
Yeah, one of the most successful openings.
I think for Nolan, it's his most successful, isn't it?
I think it's like his third,
second
or third. But like one of his highest openings, one of the highest openings for a rated R biopic. Like, did a lot better than it would have otherwise. So I guess jokes on them. But it reminds me of like, well, when I ranted and had the video about The Witcher, the same thing with like Netflix. They're like, oh wow, people love this Witcher thing. Must be because of this show and the IP. So let's just get more. But this Henry Cavill fella, he's really just getting on our nerves. So we'll just replace him. People love Geralt.
They won't notice.
Same thing where it's like
3 seasons.
I haven't been watching because of that.
Yeah.
Like
I've been waiting.
They failed to realize The Witcher succeeded not because of just The Witcher, but Henry Cavill's Geralt.
Henry Cavill.
And then they're like,
well, this is actually
what could happen?
Really good segue into so we have the Mattel universe coming to a start, we could say. And now the MCU is coming to an end with Secret Invasion currently being the worst content the MCU has ever put out currently.
I think the finale of the last the finale of the season was the worst rated Marvel show.
I think it's like 18% or something, right?
I think it was 18 or 17
right now.
10%?
10% right now.
So not great. And I will just come out of the gate by admitting, Rob, you were right. New Rockstars has been getting my views more than Disney Plus.
Yeah,
it's
just watch that. Like that's all you have to do for that series is just watch the New Rockstars like wrap ups. Like why am I watching that?
I will eventually probably now that it's all fully out, I think I'll just go ahead and just breeze through it. But Charlotte had no interest in it because she didn't watch like 2 other shows that you have to watch to fully get it. She didn't watch Miss Marvel. She didn't watch Captain Marvel. Excuse me, you don't need Miss Marvel for this one, but you need Captain Marvel for it. And she just has no interest in Marvel projects that are like this, kind of, I guess. And I tried to watch it for like 2 episodes. Lost interest when something happened. And then at this point, I don't see myself coming back to fully enjoy the season, hearing how it ended. So,
I mean, I've never planned on watching it. It looked boring.
I have. I wasn't excited for it before it came out, and then if you think that all the reception this got has made me excited, well, it hasn't. So, probably not really going to be exploring that one at all.
Which is insane. Because they had one of the craziest casts I think a Marvel show has had since Marvel shows have been making Marvel shows. Like,
couldn't care less.
You have Emilia Clarke, and you're going to Fumble her again? Disney, really? Like, listen, so I'm not saying Solo was horrible, but man,
Bro,
they
real quick. Speaking of Solo, bro, the guy in Oppenheimer who is Solo in that movie, I was literally sitting there the whole movie going, where do I know this guy from?
Oh.
Where do I know this guy from? And like, I went home and looked it up. I was like, oh my God, he was Han Solo. Like,
Yeah.
I will say the funniest moment of that of the movie. I won't say exactly what it is, even though it's not a spoiler. It has literally zero effect on the movie. But at the end, there's almost like a pseudo MCU sort of reveal of a character, of a historical character that was supposed to have like a.
Which one you're talking about?
And like everyone in the theater is like, as if it's like opening up the biopic cinematic universe of like when they're like, and I'm just gonna say because literally it has
Albert?
zero effect. No. Albert's throughout the movie.
Oh.
At the very end, there's just a thing, blah blah blah, and he's just like some senator or something, like rising up, who's trying to make a name for himself. And then what was it? He's like John F. Kennedy or something, and everyone's like,
yeah.
But like they specifically like, and that was it. There's nothing else to do with it, and the movie keeps going as if it's like some like,
whoa,
again, and then like imagine some after credit scene where it's like John F. Kennedy will return. Yeah.
Some John F. Kennedy guy?
Yeah. It was funny.
John F. Kennedy's right behind me, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah, so that was good.
He's blowing minds across the country.
Hey yo.
Because
okay. Real quick, Christian. We can touch on it before you have to leave. Remnant 2. You said you've been playing it. I feel everybody's been playing it. I don't know anything about it.
Me neither. I also don't.
I mean, Rob, we played Remnant 1. There's a video of you, me, and Blue playing it. We only did one video on it though because
like you said though, like they all just like and you could tell me we did that a year ago and I'd believe you. Or like,
well, the thing is we played through it, but we only did a little bit. I played through it all with Corey and Robbie, my high school friends, normie friends, who like don't no content creation stuff. We played through it all. They really enjoyed it because I was playing it and I had nobody to play it with, and I was like, yo guys, try this out, like it's pretty fun. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then they played and they're like, all right, that was really fun. And so we played that, and then we were just waiting for the sequel for forever because we really liked it, and then we knew it was on the horizon. So I started playing. We got the Ultimate Edition, which gave like 3 days early access. So I was playing Saturday. Yeah, I hate that they do that. Yeah. But with Corey having a kid, the weekend was better for us. We're like, okay, we're actually gonna buy this stupid thing. So we've been playing it, a lot of fun. It's just Remnant 1 but better, which was already really fun. I mean, like some people say it's like Dark Souls but a shooter. Not quite. But it definitely, I could see how some people have that vibe. Especially sort of the aesthetics. And a lot of the combat is like iframes with dodging, but they added upon it with like archetypes. Now you start the game and you can choose like a class, and then later on you can combine it with a second class. So I'm like gunslinger / hunter, but like Corey is a medic / huntsman. Then you get like unique skills. The whole thing about the game is you also go through when you roll your campaign. Each world is randomized. So, like, let's say it's an Earth biome, which not quite, but like, let's just say for the sake of it, Earth biome. And there are 12 different zones that they handcrafted. But when you roll your campaign, it'll randomly assimilate like 3 or 4 of those into a world. And that's important because each one has its own unique puzzles or bosses. So there's replayability going back because every boss drops a unique weapon or armor or ring, something craftable. And a lot of the bosses, depending on how you kill them, can drop something different. There's like different mechanics to each fight. And I will say the boss fights for a shooter, top tier. Some of my favorite in the FPS.
Wow.
Way better than a lot of Destiny thing. Even
like,
raids.
when you say encounters and like mechanics, it's not just like do damage, health, gate, and then like you can't do damage anymore type of thing.
Unlock
like,
something with symbols.
Like,
it's very much
it's
very much like Souls in that fact of like there's no gates, but like they have move sets and mechanics. They get down a third. Now they're suddenly in phase 2. Now they're doing some different things, and then you'll hit phase 3, and then suddenly it's like on steroids, and you're having to make it through. We do it on full co-op, which scales, and I have to say it's so much harder with 3 people. Because we're currently stuck on the final boss. They got disconnected because it was like the night of the release while we were like mid-fight. And so I was soloing it. It was night and day. I'm like, oh my god, I'm destroying this thing. Suddenly, like, I wasn't getting 1 to 2 tapped from every ability. And my damage, I was pumping. I had to stop myself from killing it because I didn't want to kill without him. But like, it works well. Like, that's just it. You can do it solo if you want. You can go with up to 2 other friends. It's 3 players. I haven't gotten to the end. I hope they brought it back. The last game had like a roguelike mode where you would start in a random world with like base loot. And then you go through and then try and loot better gear and then see how far you can get, how many worlds you can clear and stuff before wiping, which was a lot of fun. Hope they brought that back. I don't know. But there's a lot of replayability to it. Really fun. There's more story in this game, I'll be honest. You've never seen a guy mash space faster. You know, it's not why we're there. I'm sure some people enjoy it.
Like Robin and Nuzlocke. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm like, we know nothing about the first game. It's not why we played it. I'm sure this is cool, but but overall, really fun game. There are some quality of life stuff I would have liked to have seen or thought they would have added for specifically co-op. Like you lose outlines of your allies after a certain distance, and then you have like no idea where they are. It's hard to see them on the mini-map if you pull it up. And even when your friends are there, you don't know who's who. It doesn't tell you. So it's like hard to like, okay, it's like they're both down. It's like, go res Corey. And I'm like, okay. Corey, which one are you? You can't tell. So there's that, and then the ping system. The ping system would have done wonders for the second game. Those are my only gripes really so far. Otherwise,
like every game like needs that. Like a pinging system nowadays is just kind of one of those things that's just like you have to include that.
Yeah.
Especially in some sort of like shooter, tactical type of game.
But yeah, aside from that, the boss fights are super fun. Again, some of the best like FPS bosses. The first ones were really good at that too. My only other gripe too is there's melee as well. And you could go like melee builds in the first one, but it was always a meme, like you're throwing. And I think they said they made it more viable. Melee's still a meme. Like, I'm fighting every boss, and I'm like, how am I supposed to kill this thing if I was melee? Or, like, spec'd into melee. Which, granted, again, the way the game plays, the melee works very similar to the first one in a sense of, like, in a different game, if this was more fun, I would spec into melee, but, like, this is not a game where I would even think about spec'ing into melee.
Try to do that, yeah.
I'm full glass cannon, baby. Yes, sir.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. And the puzzles. Like, a lot of the puzzles, too, they're hard. It's not like, hold your hands or like, all right, well, here's a gimme. It's like some of the randomized worlds you'll find where we've just been stuck. We're like, what the fudge? Granted, I've been able to do most of them, I think, in part thanks to Destiny. But I just sort of have, like, that puzzle mind. I think it was last night, actually. No, 2-3 nights ago. We haven't played in 2 or 3 nights. I logged on. They logged on a little bit before because I don't remember what I was doing. But I was late. Came in. They've been stuck on this puzzle for like 30 minutes. They're about to give up. I'm like, what are we doing?
We're playing Apex.
Oh.
That's why you were late.
No. Because I did something else.
Oh.
I think Claire and I had to run an errand or something. I forgot.
Okay.
But it was
I just
after
thought
that.
I could self-insert there, so I saw the opportunity.
But you were right. It was that night. It was after we played Apex.
Okay.
And I have no idea what we're doing. They're like trying to read each other glyphs because they're in different locations and there's different coffins, and above the coffins are different glyphs. And there's like a wheel of all like 7 different symbols and all 4 different dials, and you have to line up the right 4. And they've been stuck there for a while. I'm like, we don't know. And I'm like, bet. They're like, I don't know. There's some book there. We don't know what it's telling us. I look at the book. I go to the things. I go, okay, it's this, and this. It was that, and that. And I could see how they like couldn't. Like at first, you might not, but like for me, I was like, oh yeah, this
But
is
you're 5-head, you know.
Well, it's just like this
No
is
pun
something
intended.
I would have expected from like Destiny or something like that. Where I just have a little more. It's like Claire's
more
recently
oriented.
been doing cryptograms, which are like these puzzles. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're
I thought it was like a crypto scam.
no. It's puzzles, and it's like usually it'll be like a quote from somebody, and it's all just blank spaces, and then below the blank space will be a random letter and a number, and it'll be like G7. So you don't know what G is, but you'll see each time G appears, and it's not G. It's just telling you that
Of course,
it's associated. It shows up 7 times in this quote through like 10 words. And it does that for all the things. So you have to use like the process of elimination. Like let's say you have a 2-word thing. Well, like statistically, it's probably like it, is, an, or. So like, okay, well, assuming this is an I, you have to go through and then I will fill in for every H spot, whatever. So you just have to go through process of elimination of trying to figure out what the words are. I was like, okay, I'll try that. So lost. But it was like, okay, after I did like 1 or 2, it started clicking. It was just one of those things where it's like, it's not they can't do that puzzle. It's just their mind's not used to looking at it that way. In the same way of like, I've never done a cryptogram. So I was looking at it, I'm like, what the fudge am I looking at? But once you do a puzzle and you get how the puzzle works, then just like Destiny raids, it's why like nowadays we go into a Destiny raid and we're already trying things because it's like, well, we know what they've done, what's possible, or like what's more than likely possible, and oh, we got it way quicker than we would have if it was Vault of Glass, and we're like, this could be anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But once you're in that mode of thinking, so it's sort of that. But with that said, too, there have still been puzzles where I'm like, I don't know, boys. GG, go next. And we've just skipped some puzzles. We haven't been able to do some puzzles.
Wow.
But anyway,
Shout out Red.
yeah, has my approval.
Yeah, we're gonna end the podcast right here, actually, because we actually need to do like a Q&A podcast, Mr. Fruit, before we leave for GCX, so we can have a podcast for next week.
Oh, true. That's gonna be. I can't wait for GCX, dude. It's gonna be so fun.
Because we'll be at GCX next week, right? Yeah. So if you're in the Orlando area, look up the GCX event. Mr. Fruit, myself, Joey will be there, with some other people as well. So we'll catch you guys next weekend. Next week podcast episode will probably just be us going through Q&A. So if you're a Patreon member, make sure you guys leave us some extra Q&A. We'll go through some fun little Q&A sessions, probably Monday with Blue, and we'll have that uploaded for you guys. So we'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
See ya, and thanks, Joey, for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, Joey.
No problem, boys.